Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Motorsports. On Forever Sports, we have just finished the Spanish Grand Prix, and this is the Spanish Grand Prix review, live review. And thank you so much to all of those who've just come from our live stream, of course, and love to have you all here. Do be sure to comment down below some thoughts regarding the Grand Prix. But Reese, what is the big news of the day? Indeed, and I think so. We just don't have Reese's audio for some reason. I'm just going to go and make sure that we capture that. Just 2 seconds whilst we go sort that out. But otherwise, yeah, just to recap what Reese has said, it's just got a great day for Mercedes there, who have come second and third and getting some great points. Hamilton smiling as anything. And yeah, fantastic drive there from Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, we're just running through each person there. But great drive there from Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, who started all the way down in 12th position. And let us know in the comments what you thought of the race and all of the things that happened there as well. And I think we should be able to hear Reese now. Let's just go and check. Yeah, Reese, you are indeed.
You can,
yeah, you can. We can. Fantastic. Reese is there. Yeah, Reese. Yeah, Mercedes doing fantastically in second and third. I mean, incredible the upgrades, what they've done.
Yes, Mercedes certainly making the biggest inroads, certainly to Red Bull this weekend than any other team on the grid. Max Verstappen, though, still in another league. But those Mercedes certainly looking like they are going to be challenging the rest of the grid for the rest of the year. I mean, certainly glad to have them back after having them in the midfield for a couple of races.
Yeah, so Hamilton and Russell, both of them, all smiles everywhere, and also, Toto Wolff is ecstatic in the box there, and he doesn't show much motion, but he definitely looked very chuffed there. So,
George Russell being asked by Nico Rosberg if the car feels better to drive. He says, yes, it does feel overall better than their A-spec, but still not 100%. They still have a lot of work to do on that car to get it to fight with those Red Bulls.
But yeah, such a great day for Mercedes. Of course, also for Red Bull, with Perez starting in 11th, finishing in 4th. Great day for Sergio Perez, who had a fantastic drive, but just sort of flew under the radar because it was just slowly making his way up there. Great strategy from Red Bull. Once again, Max Verstappen dominating out there. Not a too bad a day for Aston Martin, finishing in 6th and 7th. I think they would have hoped to have finished higher, but for the first time, Lance Stroll does finish ahead of his teammate, Fernando Alonso, so finally bringing his points tally to go and assist his teammate Fernando Alonso, who's been doing it all for Aston Martin so far. But unfortunately, Aston Martin now do move third into the Constructors' Championship as a result of Mercedes' second and third in that race there.
Yes, just waiting for them to get up on the podium. But, I mean, we certainly had a very good midfield battle from Zhou Guanyu, who made quite a few inroads on other teams, finishing in, I think it was P9 at the end of the race, Martin.
Yeah, Zhou Guanyu, what a fantastic drive today. And he was really entertaining us with so many overtakes and lots of battles he had today. And certainly one of the most entertaining drivers on the grid in the Spanish Grand Prix after that whole race. I mean, fantastic drive from him. Tsunoda hit with a 5-second penalty. I'm sure he's going to be very upset about that. He was in 9th position, finishes unfortunately all the way down in 12th as a result. Leclerc almost finishing in the points after starting in 19th on the grid, or actually last on the grid in the pit box, and as a result of that gearbox change, almost finishing the points. He finishes in 11th. Carlos Sainz in 5th. Not a great day for Ferrari.
No, I mean, those Ferraris also did bring massive upgrades to this race weekend, but just did not allow them to make any better inroads than the Mercedes. The Mercedes just bringing those massive upgrades to Monaco and really getting to the bottom of them this race weekend. Maybe Ferrari just need a little bit more time to get to the grips with their new upgrades like Mercedes did.
Yeah, but I also just don't feel the upgrades did too much for Ferrari today, whereas Mercedes really did show that... you know, if you just you know, risk it for the biscuit. Essentially, they really made some big changes, of course, finally taking away this no side pods design. Ferrari, I think, still needs a few more upgrades to try and challenge, but now it certainly looks like Mercedes have pushed themselves right back up into the second best constructor on the grid.
Yes, Mercedes certainly seems to have made a massive comeback. Certainly what we wanted to see, we did not want to see them being in the midfield battles there, as we did earlier this season. Great to see that they were able to make a change and bring upgrades to their car so quickly, though, in the season already. We're only in race, I think, number 8 out of 22, as we now see George Russell making his way onto the podium.
Yeah, so Spanish Grand Prix, Reese, I mean, would you say, where would you rank it in terms of out of the 7 races we've had so far this season?
I mean, I certainly think it's been one of the better ones. It's been very exciting all the way through. We've had midfield battles. We've had battles for the podium positions. Of course, that battle for the front spot, but still a very, very good race to watch.
Yes, sorry, just Reese broke up there a little bit. But yeah, fantastic Grand Prix that we had there. And just to run you through the positions that everybody finished, we had last place, as per usual, Logan Sargent in the Williams in 20th position. And I'm sure his seat is going to be becoming very, very hot, as Reese says, has been saying all week. Silly season is upon us very soon. We could see some driver changes, and otherwise, Logan Sargent certainly one in danger of that, not performing very well in Formula 1 so far at all. Yet again, finishing right at the back of the grid in 20th. Bottas in 19th. Magnussen in 18th. Norris, after having a very, very poor start. Not his own fault necessarily, but taking damage in that opening lap in that first corner with Lewis Hamilton, and as a result, drops all the way down to 17th place. Not a great day for him at all. And Albon in 16th to round off the bottom 5.
Yes, a good day out from some and a bad day out from some others. Those Williams still looking like they are seriously lacking pace. I mean, we did see some pictures of the bottom of their car from that crash from Logan Sargent. It looks so bare compared to that Red Bull. I mean, it is so underdeveloped. They have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, lots and lots of work to do for the Williams team. And moving forward there, Hulkenberg finished in 15th as the other Haas there. Not a great day for Haas either. De Vries in 14th, Piastri in 13th, the other McLaren. Tsunoda in 12th after hitting a 5-second penalty. He was involved a lot today in the midfield with regards to a lot of battles, and he was getting involved. So that was great to see from Yuki Tsunoda, starting to drive around a bit and show his stuff. And Charles Leclerc, after starting at the back of the grid, finishes in 11th to round off the bottom 10 drivers. We move on then to the top 10. Gasly in 10th for Alpine. Zhou, great drive from him, in 9th for Alfa Romeo. And Ocon, the other Alpine, in 8th. Then the 2 Aston Martins, Alonso and Stroll in 7th and 6th. Carlos Sainz of the Ferrari in 5th. Perez in 4th. Russell 3rd. Hamilton 2nd. Verstappen 1st. And no rain today, which was interesting, even though we did have a little bit of a small Russell scare as he tried to be weatherman yet again, although I think he saw his own sweat and decided that was rain.
Yes. Once again, a great day from Max Verstappen, but still very, very impressed by those 2 Mercedes.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't get over how much quicker the Mercedes were today, and also in qualifying yesterday, not too bad. I didn't think they did too well in qualifying, but race pace was clearly much, much better for Mercedes. And hopefully this is the start of them competing with Red Bull, maybe.
Yes, I certainly hope we will see them competing with Red Bull. If Sergio Perez isn't able to keep up the pace, as he hasn't been in the last few races, then, I mean, Mercedes will just smell blood a little bit and take any opportunity that they can. I mean, it really is Red Bull's season this season, so any other opportunity to get some points will be certainly cherished by the other teams. Once again, though, just going over the fact that today's race did not have any safety cars. No safety cars, no DNFs. I don't think we even got a yellow flag, Mark.
No, not a single yellow flag. I mean, this is bizarre. We don't normally see this in Formula 1 at all. And not only have we had no safety car today, we didn't have safety car in Monaco either. So that's 2 races in a row now. No safety car. And I'm not even sure we had a safety car in the race before that either.
I can't recall that so far away, but very interesting not to have any DNFs here today. Normally, we at least have one DNF in a race. It should be some sort of stats. I'm sure there will be one out there. I'll have a look for the next race. But very, very interesting to have a race with no DNFs. As we finally see that champagne is flowing out here on the Spanish Grand Prix podium. Max Verstappen, though, with that medal around his neck at the moment, spraying that champagne. Certainly will be happy to taste that sweet champagne after such a long day in the car.
Yeah, and just noting the Red Bull car of Max Verstappen getting quite a lot of that champagne. The two Merc drivers almost deliberately doing it. I'm just having a laugh. Somebody's going to have to clean that car and take off all the sugar, all the champagne. It's going to be quite sticky, I think. But nonetheless, great day for both Mercedes and Red Bull. And you can just see how chuffed Mercedes are. Red Bull also very happy. Sergio Perez just missing out on the podium, but finishing in 4th after starting all the way down in 11th. So great race for him as well.
Yes, not a bad day out for Sergio Perez. Of course, I'm sure Red Bull would prefer to have him starting a little bit higher on the grid. It would have allowed him to be on the podium as well, but still great to have those two Mercedes on the podium here today. Great to have a different finishing order in Spain.
Indeed. And yeah, guys, let us know in the comments if there are any final thoughts that you guys had about the Spanish Grand Prix. Some people saying Max Verstappen yet again winning. Will we ever see him taking some competition from anybody else? Well, I think, unfortunately, most of the competition for Max Verstappen is going to basically rely on him not having a fantastic qualifying session, which doesn't look very likely anytime soon. Of course, we did have a little bit of a scare a couple of weekends ago with regards to Max Verstappen not making it out of Q2. But I don't think we're really going to see too many problems for Max Verstappen for the rest of the season. Though, if he does happen to have a bad qualifying session, the two Mercedes are now very much primed to take that top spot from him if they can have a decent qualifying session themselves. Aston Martin seem to be falling off a little bit at the pace. Sorry.
Yes, just going over our race finishing result again for you all here today. Max Verstappen taking the race win. Lewis Hamilton in P2, followed by George Russell, his teammate. Great day from the Mercedes cars out there. Sergio Perez, they're not having the greatest day in the Red Bull, but getting himself into P4. Carlos Sainz, the top Ferrari in P5. Also losing a few places there, starting in second? Starting in second, yes. Now finishing in 5th. So not the greatest day for the Ferraris. Lance Stroll in P6 and 7 for Fernando Alonso, the two Aston Martins. Esteban Ocon, the top Alpine in P8. Zhou Guanyu in P9, having a great day in that Alfa Romeo. Pierre Gasly in P10 for the second Alpine.
And yeah, just looking, sorry, that was the top 10, of course. Just looking here, the Drivers' Championship points now as a result. Max Verstappen sitting on 170 points. His teammate Sergio Perez on 117. Fernando Alonso still in 3rd on 99 points. Lewis Hamilton now, however, moved up to 87 points. Now starting to challenge Alonso, and Russell just behind Lewis Hamilton as well. So it's great points for Lewis Hamilton and George Russell there. Max Verstappen still very much firmly out ahead, as is Red Bull, with 170
just to go
points.
Just to go over the rest of our bottom 10, we have Charles Leclerc in P11, Yuki Tsunoda P12, Oscar Piastri in 13th, Nick de Vries 14th, Nico Hulkenberg 15th, Albon 16th, Norris 17th, Magnussen 18th, Valtteri Bottas, quite odd to have him all the way down in P19. And then, of course, as you said earlier, Logan Sargent all the way down in P20.
And now just looking at the Constructors' Championship points, Red Bull 287 now. Mercedes move into second as a result of that race, 152 points. Aston Martin 134 points, and Ferrari only 100. So lots of work for Ferrari to do before the Canadian Grand Prix, which is, of course, next on the calendar. But Mercedes, if they can find some more upgrades to push towards Canada, they could find themselves really challenging right near the top there. Great day for Mercedes. Great day for Formula 1 to see somebody starting to make some gains on the Red Bull. And Aston Martin also need to try and just fix up those upgrades. Just try and put themselves back to level pegging with the Mercedes as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Reese, do you have any final comments? I'm just going to also go back to the comments themselves. Just see if anybody's
no final comments from me, but some people just saying that Fernando Alonso should be put into that second Red Bull seat. That would certainly make a very interesting team dynamic there at Red Bull. But unfortunately, it does not look like we'll have that happening very soon. Maybe Red Bull might consider it when Alonso comes to the end of his contract with Aston Martin.
Yeah, maybe. But guys, thank you so much for watching Forever Motorsports on Forever Sports. That has been the Spanish Grand Prix review, and we will, of course, catch you again for some more Formula 1 content very, very soon. From me, Mark, and from Reese, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.